Yeah. Pro Fan Sports Podcast. Let's get it. Pro fans, tune into the program. Every single week, get the dope, fam. Sean on the mic, very flat too. Keep you updated, that's what we do. Pro fans, tune into the program. Pro fans, tune into the program. Pro fans, tune into the program. Every single week, get the dope, fam.
Yo, what to do, everybody? It's your boy John Altidor with Pro Fan Sports Podcast, back at you with another one with my boys, Vlad and Barry. What's good, my guys?
What's up?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Excited and happy to be here, as always. Ready for another great episode that's, about to come up and come your way. So we are here for episode 65 of Pro Fan Sports Podcast.
Episode 65, man. We're plugging along here consistently. Episode 65. Who you got for 65? Number 65s, famous 65s?
So I got Lane Johnson from the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm sure you guys know who that is.
Oh, yeah. We love Lane Johnson around these parts.
Yeah. He was the one that was talking trash after the, Patriots lost to the Eagles in the Super Bowl a few years ago and saying that those guys don't have any fun down there.
Yeah. I saw Gary Zimmerman, who played in the 80s. Yes, he played for Minnesota Vikings and Denver Broncos.
I remember him. That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got him. We got Eric Carlson, who plays in the NHL and is a hockey player. He's a pretty good hockey player. Nonetheless, I know he's played for the Sharks and several teams in the NHL. So, he's been around for the while and doing his thing.
Yes, sir. So is that all you got?
That was a tough number to come up with. I didn't really see too many, notable, guys that was 65. I thought there would have been another offensive lineman in the league that's a 65, but at least I can't think of one out the top of my head. But
all right. Episode 65 then. If you're watching, please make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're following us on social media. We're on Instagram at profans_sports. We're on Twitter at profansports, facebook.com/profansports, and of course youtube.com/profansports. Episodes drop every Tuesdays and our videos drop every Wednesday. Again, make sure you're subscribing. Very little percentage of the listeners subscribe, so make sure you're doing that to support the channel.
This week we have a great interview that's gonna be dropping at the same time this episode is dropping, so make sure you check it out. We interviewed the great Joe Murray from the 98.5, the Sports Hub. It was a fun interview. We all were laughing, and it was a good time. So make sure you check it out.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, man. Shout outs to those guys for, they're starting to come on the Pro Fan Sports podcast platform, man.
Yeah, guys, we're on a roll. We're on fire, man.
We appreciate
we're like
them for
Steph
that.
Curry, how he was at the end of the season when he went on that hot streak.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're on that kind of a roll here with the guests and the people we've been bringing on this podcast.
Right, we're trying to be on the Jokic level, MVP type shit right now.
There you go.
Yeah,
right. That's true. We're definitely trying to get there for sure, man. That's a good one, John. Absolutely. That's the goal.
Well, we gotta make sure we shout Barry out because Barry's the MVP.
Barry's been working.
Appreciate it, man.
Been working.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Been grinding. Been putting in that work, getting these guys on. So I appreciate it, fellas. Thanks for giving me the credit and the recognition. That much appreciated, and definitely grateful, and and feel great that these guys have been able to come on the podcast and feel like we're worthy and we're good enough for them to be able to be guests on our platform and come on this podcast. So definitely shout out to all the guests that we've had on this podcast who have come on with us and have given us their time to, put some good interviews and good content together. So, let's definitely keep this going. We're definitely on a roll. So I like what we've been doing lately. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So Joe Murray came on. We discussed everything around, the Boston sports scene, as well as some other stuff too, man. He's a fun dude. So make sure you're watching that segment. He definitely came on and blessed us with some of his time. So make sure you're supporting that video and please subscribe. That's all we're
Yes,
asking. You know what I
absolutely.
mean? So on to episode 65 we go. We'll get into the NBA, of course. I'll tell you what's going on with that, the standings, some Celtic stuff, NFL news, MLB, and again, if you watch the special segment with Joe Murray, you'll hear some stuff about the Bruins as well. So let's get into it, man. So the NBA, the playoffs is going on right now, but there's also some news flying around there. Things like coaching vacancies right around the league. Some vacancies are happening and some people are interviewing right now, right? So we got Becky Hammond. She's scheduled to interview with the Portland Trailblazers and the Orlando Magics, man. So, her name's out there as a hot prospect, right, among the ranks of the people that are trying to go out for the coaching jobs, man. And congrats to her, because if she gets hired, she'd be the first woman to ever coach in the NBA. Not Whoopi Goldberg, because some people might.
Right,
You
for
seen that
real.
movie? You seen that movie, Vlad?
It sounds familiar. I think I have. I cannot recollect it clearly right now.
Yeah, I don't even remember the name of the movie, but I know she was the coach of the New York Knicks for a while in that movie anyway. Some more NBA news. Nikola Jokic, we were just talking about him. He won MVP for the year, 2020-2021 season. So
Yeah,
Very,
well deserved. Shout
very,
out to Nick Jokic. That was my guy. Yeah, that I
very called
predicted.
it.
Yep, that's right.
Mary, you called that? I don't remember,
I
but
did actually.
yeah.
Yep, when we were doing our predictions for who was going to win MVP, you guys said Joel Embiid, and I said Nikola Jokic. So
Yeah.
I ended up being right on the money. But so that I'm glad that I was right, and he ended up winning, and he definitely had a great season, and and was deserving of this award, and felt like he was the guy that was best suited to win it. So definitely big shout out to Nikola Jokic on a incredible and amazing season that he had.
Yeah, I believe Joel Embiid came second in the voting, and then came Steph Curry, and then Chris Paul was on there, which was pretty cool. I like that Chris Paul had got some votes there for MVP, because
Yes,
what he's
absolutely.
done this season is definitely amazing. Rudy
Yep.
Gobert has won the Defensive Player of the Year. I believe that's his third year. He's won the that title,
Correct. Yep.
and well, if you wonder why he's winning stuff like that, look at the last game they played against who's that?
The
The Clippers,
Clippers.
against the Clippers, and see what he did against them right there. Tom Thibodeau, Tibbs, he won Coach of the Year, the coach of the New York Knicks, and we know what he did over there. Turned that whole team around, turned everything around over
Changed
there.
the culture over there
Changed the culture
instantly.
real
Yeah,
quick.
big shout out to Tom
You know
Thibodeau.
what I'm
That's
saying?
well deserving.
So that's pretty cool. Some more NBA news. Serge Ibaka, he's undergoes season-ending back surgery. So good luck to him in his recovery process. DeAndre Hunter, he's out for the rest of the playoffs as well with a knee injury. He plays for the Hawks, so good luck to him as well. Danny Green will be out for 3 weeks with a strained calf. Danny Green with the Philadelphia 76ers, so it's not really a good time for him to be getting hurt, right?
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah,
That's a big loss for them. But sure, and DeAndre Hunter's a big loss for the Hawks. So both those teams, each have a big injury loss, in their rotation.
yeah, man. Mike Conley Jr. continues to be out for the Jazz with a hamstring strain. James Harden continues to be out for the Nets with a lingering hamstring. Before he was out indefinitely, and he came back right before the playoffs started, but now he's out again. Jeff Green he's making progress to be back in the lineup. So I guess the Nets should be pretty happy, you know, as they need him so much.
Oh God, Uncle Jeff's coming back for the
We were
Nets.
just
I
talking
know,
about
like
him.
right.
We were just talking about him with Joe Murray, and you know how he's a glue and all that stuff. But you know, on that team, he's not, you know, doing too much.
Yeah, he's a late bloomer, John. Yeah, he bloomed late in his career.
A late bloomer, yeah. Kristaps Porzingis is reportedly unhappy with his role with the Mavericks. You know, I know that news has been out for a couple of days now, but you know, it's a weekly show, so we gotta let you guys know what's going on.
Would you guys like to see him here? Would you mind seeing that?
He's injured so much. I mean,
that's the last thing we need.
He's a good player when healthy, but like, I don't want to go through that roller coaster that we've been on.
But you know what? I'll go on that roller coaster instead of going onto the Kimba roller coaster or the Time Lord roller coaster.
Or even Gordon Hayward.
Well, I'm talking about people that are here.
I see now.
Because those guys miss games all the time, so that's a roller coaster within itself. So if we can get rid of one of those guys for him, sure, I'll go on that roller coaster because it's better than the other roller coaster.
But then you're still gonna have to worry about a guy missing games.
I agree, but at least it's better. He's better than
well, the potential is better. The upside is better.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah.
I got you.
My only thing is that he's unhappy because of his role. That Luka dominates the ball. I guess he's not much of a superstar there. Like, what are you gonna do here? Like, are you gonna be the face? I don't understand.
I think that's so.
Jaylen Brown.
I think that's so stupid because you have a young kid like Luka.
He's a phenom.
Who's unbelievable, like
special,
unbelievable. Man. And why wouldn't I want to support that kid and make that kid great and have that kid carry me?
Right.
Like when Shaq was playing with Kobe, he knew Kobe was better than him.
Exactly.
And he'll tell you that Kobe carried us sometimes. Like Kobe wouldn't be able to do it without me.
Well, I don't know about better, but like more skilled and.
Oh no, Kobe's better. Come on.
Right. He's a better basketball player, right?
Like,
there's no question about it.
But he'll tell you,
just like, yo, I don't want to diss Shaq.
But Shaq would tell you. Shaq would tell you, like, he'll be at home down in Miami eating ribs or somewhere because he knows he has Kobe. You know what I mean? Like,
that's fact.
What did Kobe say? He'd win more championships if Shaq got in the gym a little more.
Yeah, probably.
That's true. He did say that if he got himself, Shaq got himself in shape, that definitely, you know, maybe have 5 or 6 rings as opposed to 3.
Nah, you mean Shaq?
Well, yeah, when like Shaq and Kobe like played together, right? When Shaq, if like you were saying, John, if Shaq,
that they would have won 5 or 6 rings.
Right. If he actually was in shape and took care of himself in the off season and was fit, you know, physically, right? They could have definitely won more chips, you know, than the 3-peat they had.
To be honest, man, I just hope that's not a situation that happens with the Celtics, you know, with our 2 stars. You know what I mean? Because one is viewed as like up and coming superstar. One of them is like,
I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I hope so too.
You know,
yeah, but hopefully one of those guys don't get jealous and in their feelings of the other one's success.
Right. Raptors Pascal Siakam, he's out at least 5 months after shoulder surgery. So, you know, good luck to him. You know, before the season starts. And I believe the NBA is going back to a regular schedule where the season will start in October.
Yeah,
right?
That's right.
So, you know, he got 5 months. What is that? We're in June, July, August, September, October. He's gonna be
5
out.
Months, pretty much.
He's gonna be out at least a month. You know, after the season starts.
Whew, damn. So we're talking about him not coming back until like November. Wow.
Yeah, I mean maybe even December because it takes 5 months. You know what I mean?
No,
It
that's
takes-
true.
Yeah, exactly.
That's-
Right,
yeah,
right. Plus, we have
it.
to wait and see how he recovers from the surgery. Right. And if he has any setbacks or anything.
Right. You know, what do you call Ray Lewis and rub some of that deer antler?
Yeah, definitely. He's gonna need some of that in order to come back in those 5 months. Right. for real, definitely needs to hit up Ray Lewis and get whatever he used.
Yeah, man. And then you know, interesting story in the NBA. Kevin Durant, security guard, he's now banned from attending NBA games because during the last game they had between Milwaukee and the Nets, Kevin Durant got into a skirmish with what's that dude's name?
PJ Tucker.
PJ Tucker, and his bodyguard ran onto the court and like separated the two, like he was at a club or something. Which
he didn't separate the two. He pushed PJ Tucker.
Oh man,
Like
I was trying to be nice. I was like, yeah, he was trying to,
he was trying to break it up and be the peacemaker, right?
He came in like he wanted to fight too.
He wanted beef.
Oh shoot!
Yeah,
So he was trying to throw hands with PJ Tucker. He was trying to square up.
Nah. It was
He wasn't trying to throw a hand. He just did it the wrong way. He just
if
came
you've
in.
seen the video, it's not like he went to grab Kevin Durant and
And pull him
protect
away.
him that way. It was like, I'm gonna get between y'all and take on PJ Tucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so now he'll have to wait outside of the arena, before him and Kevin Durant meet again. So I mean,
Yeah, he can't go to any of his games anymore. Yeah, that's true.
well, probably for the rest of this series, right? Or is it? You guys think it's the whole time, the rest of the end?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's probably at least the rest of this season. Probably until after the season's over. Maybe for next year he'll be back in the NBA arenas and back at KD's games with the Nets. But at least I think for the rest of this playoffs, he's probably done, being inside the games in the arenas.
Doesn't the team provide security?
Yeah,
They
but
do.
as well
They do
as
have
the
security
arenas?
guys that work for the team specifically.
but he's Kevin Durant. I don't understand. Like he's Kevin Durant. Like
Yo, that's what he said. I'm Kevin Durant.
Durant.
No. He said, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? I'm Kevin Durant. And you know what? He's right. That's a bad man.
Yeah, he's a bad man.
That's
bro.
a bad man, man.
Bad man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Shoot, like megastar to say the least. Not superstar, megastar without question. And that's crazy because I knew those guys had their bodyguards, but I didn't think like they'd have, bodyguards at games courtside.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that. Yeah, I've never heard of that. I don't think LeBron even has that. At least as far as I know. Maybe he does, and we don't know. But
it's like you're in the game though. Like, what do you need security?
Maybe he has a thing with the NBA where they let him bring his own security guard. You know what I mean? Like Brady bring Alex Hero everywhere he goes with him. Like,
nah, come on. You know that guy got to do his massages after.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Though.
Right.
If Kevin Durant goes to the team, like, I want my personal. Like, you're gonna tell Kevin Durant no?
I'd be like, why? We have.
And he's gonna look at you and he's gonna be like, because I'm Kevin Durant. Like, I don't. What do you mean why?
You know who I am. I'm KD. I'm not just another player, right?
Do you want me to play or not? Like, if you want me to play, I gotta bring my guy with me.
That's my stipulation.
Man.
He comes or I don't. What's it gonna be?
Yeah, for real, it must be like that.
I bet you're gonna say yes, right? Go ahead, Mr. Durant.
I bet you that's one of his homies too. Like, I'll just make you my
that's his
security,
man's. I heard.
You're everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, I'd like a job like that. You know what I mean? Like,
And then he just fucked it up though.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he did fucked up. He done fucked up.
Listen. It's a star-driven
Yeah,
league, bro.
like
I'm sure.
he didn't do his mans right. That's you can't be doing that. If KD's your mans, you can't. You
Well,
know
I
what I'm saying?
mean,
Be making him look that bad.
listen. In one way, it's bad because he's not going to be able to go to the games. In another way, it's like, my man has my back even while I'm in the game, son. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
No, I bet you he was doing that just to save his ass. Because if he didn't do that, KD probably would have been like, "Yo, where were you at?"
Right. He
Oh,
would have probably fired him and found another guy.
He probably did that to save his ass. You know,
That would be selfish.
Right, to save his job. Yeah.
That's selfish. Some Celtics news, man. The Celtics got permission to interview Chauncey Billups, who is also a hot commodity, name out there for coaching vacancies out there. So Chauncey Billups, man, I hope when he comes to the building, they don't let him leave. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, right. Don't do that like you did when he was a player. Right. And thank God Rick Pitino's not here, or else he would have definitely sent him away and shipped him out of here. So good thing Rick Pitino ain't walking through that door.
Yeah, man. And kind of like Porzingis, Kemba Walker wants to mutually part ways with, it's reported that, they want to mutually part ways this offseason. And, the story is Kemba was in his feelings about, his name being mentioned in a lot of the trade rumors out there. One specifically being the Drew Holiday trade that, he went to Milwaukee, but prior to that, apparently his name was in that trade, and he didn't like that very much. So he wants to go somewhere that wants him.
It's we never play professional sports, so we don't know what it's like. But when you're with a team and people start calling you family, you start like buying into it, and you start like loving the fans, loving the place that you are. I understand feelings get hurt, but at the end of the day, man, we gotta do what's best for the team. You're injured, you're not showing up. I know you're putting the work, but at the end of the day, these fans need a championship. This is Boston, and I credit Denny for trying to do that.
Yeah,
I didn't even know he was trying to do that, so I'm credit because if Denny had bought Drew Holiday, if we had Drew Holiday, I'm not saying I think we would have been in a better spot for the playoff.
I think
we might still be playing right now. Who knows? They might still be playing. Right. They wouldn't have had to play the Nets the first round. I can tell you that.
I wouldn't have called to fire Danny Ainge. I would have been like, "Whoa, Danny! Wow, another move!" Like,
right? He may still be the GM here. He may still have his job.
I think what pissed me off about Danny this year, it's Tristan Thompson and
Jeff Teague.
Jeff Teague. I think that's really the straw that broke the camel's back. It was like, these are the guys we're gonna bring in to strengthen the team, bro.
Yep.
Right, that was the last straw right there.
He tried to trick us.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, that's not it, man.
For real. Like you said before, that was patchwork.
Yeah, exactly.
Like trying to put Band-Aids on a wound and hope that, it would just go away. Yeah, when the Band-Aids and the wound got even bigger and bigger. Yeah. And it just over it just it went by the wound. But getting to Kemba, I think it's certainly best for both teams to part ways. I even heard of another trade proposal that they were trying to trade him for LaMarcus Aldridge, and they would have actually been able to do that straight up since the salaries would have matched up or been close enough to each other. So I think it definitely it comes with the territory being a professional athlete or and playing in any professional sports that your name is going to be in trade talks, particularly if their team feels like it's best suited for them to move on from you and get someone else to come in replace you or to fill that void or clear even some salary cap, which I certainly think that they should do this offseason, and need to, trade him now while his value is, reasonable, or you can actually get something for him. Because, I think it's just time for him to, to get off. I don't know why I can't talk today. It's just time for him to, go separate ways and
Right.
to, be able to, then to go somewhere else to change the scenery, because it's just clearly not working out in Boston, unfortunately. And I like the guy, Kemba Walker. I've been a fan of his for a while, since his UConn days, but
I think
it's just not a good fit here in Boston.
I've heard that story all week. He's a great guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, when the organization trades people, they say it's business, and then the players cry, oh, I was loyal. And then when the player moves, they say, well, when the organization does that, nobody says anything. It's business. You know what I mean? It's like, just get it through your head, man. You guys are chips. This is business.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not the cornerstone, you're going to move. You're going to get moved. It's what have you done for me lately type of leagues. You know what I mean? If you're not doing what we brought you here for, you know what I mean? We all like him. I think that's well documented. It's like, the team needs to win. It's the win business. You know what I mean? We're not in the lose business. So, we'll keep you guys updated on what happens with Kemba Walker. I know the rumors are already flying. There's so many trade proposals already, from local to national news. They're all making, trade proposals for Kemba Walker. So we'll keep you guys updated on that.
I think he'll definitely be moved this offseason for sure. It's just a matter of where. So I'm looking forward to seeing where that is.
We'll see what happens, man. So NBA playoffs, man. Right now, the Bucks and Nets, they're 2-1. The 76ers versus Hawks, 2-1 Nets, that is, okay? Nets got 2 wins and Bucks got 1. 76ers versus Hawks. 76ers got 2 and the Hawks got 1. The Suns versus Denver. Whoa, which we said would be a really interesting matchup.
Right.
And we have been proven wrong, because the Suns are up 3-0 on Denver right now. No matter, even if Jokic is getting triple doubles, whatever he's doing, they're winning.
Still's not enough to get the win. Right.
And, can they come back?
Nah.
No. Nobody.
Hell no.
Anybody's come back from. Well, there's one team that came back from 3-1, and that was Cleveland in the finals, and that's never been done again. So I don't know. With starters out, if you're gonna be able to do that against the Suns, who got a world-class point guard, and then a world-class shooting guard, and then a really good center too at the same time, man. So, and good
role players too. Good complementary role players, right?
So
I don't see that happening. I wouldn't even be surprised if it ends up being a sweep, if they bring out the brooms on them and sweep them right out of the playoffs.
Jazz versus Clippers. Jazz are up on them 2-1 right now. They just Jazz lost their game. I believe that was Saturday night. I believe
it was correct.
The game. Playoff P came out. And
finally arrived. About time, huh?
In the first half, and they took that game by like almost 30, I believe.
Yeah, I think they won by 27. Yeah, 132-105. So
man.
Yeah, they blew them out pretty good.
Yeah. So what are you guys thinking so far of the second round?
It's great, man. I think it's been great basketball. There's been a lot of surprises. I think this NBA playoff has been a lot more exciting than a lot of previous NBA playoffs, where you kind of guess what could have happened. Nobody would have guessed the Suns would have been up 3-0 right now. You know what I mean? Right. I think that's crazy. The Hawks winning that first game against the Sixers was crazy. I think it's been an exciting playoffs. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. I think the Clippers are gonna come back and beat the Jazz. I think.
What you think?
Wow, you think they'll win the series?
Yeah,
come back and win after being down 0-2?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
I think so.
Wow.
I think so.
That's a hot take. Right
so
there,
they'll win in 7?
They're winning. I don't
They'll
know.
win the series. Okay. Okay.
I don't know if it's
He's
in
like, whether
7.
it's in 6, 7,
Yeah.
they're winning the series.
Yeah,
I got
I
you.
don't know. And then the Nets, I don't think the Bucks win another game.
Oh man,
I don't think the
they
Bucks
won.
win.
They won
That's
by
been
3.
a disappointing series. That was, I thought, was supposed to be the best series in the second round, and that's been the most disappointing, hands down. And
I don't
unfortunate.
because in order for the Bucks to win, they had to go. Chris Middleton and Giannis had to go all out. I don't think
Right, they had to go off,
Yeah, I don't think they win another game.
and they haven't been playing well at all.
Yeah,
That's it for me.
I'm looking at the 76ers versus Hawks. Joel Embiid's been playing out of his mind, which we said they would need to do, in order to beat those guys, right? And what he put up like 40 points last game.
I think he had 27 last
27,
game.
but the game before prior to that, he had 40.
Yeah. I think he had, and then game 1 he had 39. So he's been playing like MVP, candidate. That he is a top, MVP candidate, no question.
Yeah, he said that he don't care about the MVP trophy. All he wants to do is hold that Larry O'Brien.
That's right. But he has his mind at the right place. That's the right mindset. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, man. Who do you guys think is the player of the second round so far?
I don't know. You want to go first, Barry?
Yeah, I think so far there's been quite a few of them. If I had to pick one, I'd probably go with Donovan Mitchell. He's had over 30 points every game, even in the game that they lost. He still, dropped 30. And I think, and he's been dominating the first 2 games in Utah. He was the best player on the court, better than Paul George, better than Kawhi Leonard. Like, he was, absolutely dominant and taking over those games and showing the Clippers that, they can't, and showing particularly Paul George and Kawhi that they couldn't guard him and they couldn't slow him down, and that he could score at will and any time he wanted to, and he was making every sort of shot and controlling the game pretty much in every way. So I think certainly he's been, to me, in my eyes, what I've seen from this second round so far, the top player. And really in both conferences to this point, he's played exceptionally well, and he's a superstar. There's no question about it. This guy is a big time player, and and a guy that I think can certainly be a best player on a championship team, and he's certainly been proving that in these playoffs to this point.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go with Joel Embiid. What he's been doing, like 30, 39, 40, 27. Like, I think that's what it's gonna take for that whole team to actually be successful the rest of the playoffs, because it looks like, right now the Hawks just ran into a brick wall, and it's like that first game, they almost lost that first game, even though they were up
They
by
almost
like 30.
blew it at the end. They went on a run and almost came
crazy.
back. Yep.
So they figured out how to, guard Trey out there, and they've been just balling since. So I like Joel.
Yeah, Ben Simmons and Matisse Thybulle have done a really good job on him ever since they made that adjustment
Ever since
in game 2. And
Simmons on him, man, it's been a wrap.
yeah, Matisse Thybulle's been doing his thing too. When Simmons has been out and they put him in the game, he's definitely helped out and done a good job on Trae Young as well. But yeah, they just can't stop Joel Embiid. They have no answer for him. Like, thought Clint Capella would at least be able to do a decent and all right job, and he hasn't been able to do anything at all against Joel Embiid. Like, Joel Embiid's pretty much owned him, and
Too little.
and
Too little.
Right, exactly. He's too small to guard him.
I'm gonna go with Chris Paul.
Ooh.
I like that one. That's a good one.
I know he hasn't I know he's not like putting the craziest of numbers, but he had that 15 assist game, 0 turnovers. And I think he's just the bloodline of the Suns, you know what I mean? Like he's that leader, and whenever you're watching that game, whenever they go down a little bit, or they're not playing well, you see Chris Paul attacking. You know what I mean? He's setting guys up. He's 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 getting guys open. He's getting guys the right pass, and it's just, I think Chris Paul's been the right leader for the Suns.
Yeah, they play different when he's out there, man.
Oh yeah,
for sure. And I think Payne has come in and done a good job.
Yes, he's been doing his thing. Definitely,
he's no Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? I think he thinks
only
the
one
game on
Chris
another
Paul.
level, man. He thinks the game on a whole different level, and it showed clearly in every single team he's been on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's been able to go on playoff runs. He was recently on, Houston and the Clippers. They've all went to OKC. They all went to the playoffs, man, and now the Suns. And you know what, man? Hopefully he wins a championship finally, man, because he
deserves
well overdue.
one.
He's well overdue. Right?
Absolutely. And that's why they call him the point guard, man. Like
Point guard.
that guy's he just continues to amaze and do incredible, remarkable things out there. And the thing that really had stood out to me was, and I saw this stat on Twitter, was then the last 5 games he's had 52 assists and only 5 turnovers. So I mean that's extremely impressive. Even for him, like we know how great of a point guard and how great of a player is, but to do that in in the playoffs, at this point of his career, even late into his career that he's in, is certainly outstanding, and impressive to say the least. So yeah, no, that was a good one, Vlad. I definitely think that Chris Paul's certainly been one of the top players, not only in this round but in the whole playoffs so far.
Yeah, man, for sure. We'll keep you guys updated on NBA playoffs and NBA news that's happening around the league for sure. Let's pivot into the NFL, man. Some NFL news. Sad news, actually. Rest in peace, the former Giants coach Jim Fossil. Rest in peace to him. He actually died after a heart attack. He was under sedation. He suffered a heart attack and passed away. So, condolences to his family for sure for that right there. Jonathan Joseph retired from the NFL after 15 years. 15 years is a long time. That's a long time.
Especially for a corner, right. Yeah, for a D-back.
Absolutely, man. And he definitely made an impact when he was out there, in the game.
Yeah, no question. He was a good player, good corner.
Yeah, Julio Jones' trade has been finalized, and he's changed his number to number 2. And the Titans had to restructure Ryan Tannehill's contract to sign Julio Jones. So I guess Ryan Tannehill took a play out of Tom Brady's book and was like, "Hey, good players, restructure me." You know what I mean? I'm sure he has enough millions to satisfy himself. So that's pretty cool. Justin Fields signed a 4-year contract worth $18.8 million. 4-year contract, and he has $18.8 million guaranteed out of that contract. So that's pretty good for the number 11 pick in the draft, man. I'd be the number 11 pick in the draft, and sign for 18.8 guaranteed right there.
I'll be the undrafted guys inside, so $500,000 a year.
Right, me too. Shit, you gotta be drafted. Pick me up as an undrafted free agent. I'd be more than okay with that.
I'll be the water boy. I'll be the guy.
You just want to be on the sidelines, huh, John?
Even if
it's the fact that he had the ball already. That's what made it.
I know. Oh man, I think he's ready for that position, Vlad.
Yo, they get paid a lot of money, bro.
Yeah, they get paid.
They make good money.
$80,000, man, to do that stuff right there. I'm like, listen, I'm ready.
I know, John. You should get a job application and apply for that position. You look like you're already ready to go, man. Like you're ready to be out there.
All I had to do was be at Patriots practice, water, you know what I mean? Gatorade, whatever you need, man. You know what I mean? I'd be doing that for sure. That's the special drinks. Russell Wilson of the Seahawks, man, said he never requested a trade from the team. So, you know, I don't know how much I believe that, but, you know, he's back.
Yeah, I'm buying that. Save that for the birds. That's bullshit. Save that shit for the birds, man.
Like, why wouldn't you say that when all that stuff was happening?
Right when it came out, when the rumors came out. Now you're saying that after the fact, like months after the fact that, you know what I'm saying, all that information and, you know, speculation came out. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I don't believe at all what he says. He definitely wanted to be traded and, you know, wasn't happy and frustrated with the Seattle Seahawks organization and what they've put around them. And he even specifically said the 4 teams that he wanted to be traded to and wanted to play for.
I think he wanted to scare them.
Seahawks.
I think he just wanted to scare them, you know. I was joking, you guys. You know, it wasn't real.
I was just playing. I was busting your balls. I didn't really want to leave. I wasn't going anywhere.
That's right.
Like,
Dak Prescott agrees to a 5-year deal with Jordan Brand, and he'll be, you know, the highest NFL paid player to sign with the Jordan Brand. So congrats to him. I believe he
man, what an off season for him, huh, John?
Yo, listen,
getting that big contract that he signed earlier in the off season, and then now getting this Jordan deal on top of that. Dak
Prescott is what a lot of young athletes should aspire to be, man. You know
Absolutely.
What I'm saying? Comes in, he's about his work. He shuts up on social media. You don't see him doing too much. You know what I mean? Whenever you see him, he's either around the team or he's on some kind of endorsement deal, and then you don't hear shit about him after that. You know
what?
Right.
Everybody needs an agent like Dak Prescott's agent. Because
absolutely,
this is and I might get I'm not gonna get a little shit for this because our podcast is not that popular yet. But
not
watch
yet.
What you say, man.
right, exactly.
But Dak Prescott hasn't done shit. He has not done shit, and look at all he got. One of the highest paid quarterback in the league. He just signed a 5-year contract with Jordan.
Yeah.
But to me, when you look at that guy, he's been to what is it, one playoff game?
Hey, Vlad.
Nah, he's played in more than that. More than one playoff game.
Is it 2?
It's been like a couple. It
hasn't
been much.
But to me,
not many playoff games though.
He hasn't really done that much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? And I'm telling you, his agent is working.
But Vlad, who would you rather have, Dak Prescott or Cam Newton?
We're not comparing that.
He's over here doing this now.
We're not comparing that. I'm just saying.
He's one of the better quarterbacks in the league for sure, man. Even though he hasn't had too much success.
A lot of people are better than Cam Newton.
He's had the Clapper as his coach, and then now you got Mike McCarthy, who Aaron Rodgers says don't know shit about football. You know what I mean? So I don't know if they're doing the right thing over there as far as I mean, what I saw was, you know, a guy that was throwing for like 450 yards a week before he got injured.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, he was lighting it up before he was
hurt. Leading the league in passing yards after like 6-7 weeks or whatever it was, and he wasn't even playing. You know what I mean? It was kind of crazy to me. But congrats to him, though.
Right, but it also helps to play for the Cowboys because they pay those guys a lot of money, and they don't got to really do much to get paid over there.
I mean,
they don't just be, you know what I'm saying, throwing the money.
If you're the Cowboys, if you're the Cowboys, do you re-sign Dak Prescott or you go off into free agency?
No, I would sign Dak Prescott. I just don't know if I would have given him that much money.
I mean, it's really dictated on, you know, the other guys, you know, like Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson and what the money they're getting, and it's like, bro, my numbers are not far from them, so pay up. You know what I mean? I'm all for the players getting paid, regardless of what's happening. You know.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, he's not expected to attend mandatory minicamp which is bad, for the Green Bay Packers. But Jordan Love, who's really performing in OTAs, he says he'll be ready for week 1. So
Yeah,
Jordan
John,
Love,
you been hearing that too?
yeah,
That boy's been lighting it up in
lighting it up.
OTAs. He's
OTAs
been
is
tearing
crazy.
up that defense. The other day, I heard he was lighting it up and tearing up that defense so much, the tight end coach had to go near him and fan him like that,
Wow.
just because he was that on fire and freaking just slinging it and throwing darts out there and freaking picking that defense apart like freaking heart surgery.
Yeah, man. He's an OTA great. He's a GOAT of OTAs right
Yeah,
now.
he's already in mid-season form. He says he's ready to ball, John. He said he's ready for his opportunity.
Shout out to the OTA Warriors, man. You guys are doing great. You guys are doing awesome.
Are you buying that, John, that he can ball? Jordan Love, y'all think he can play?
Listen, I know Peyton Manning came out and threw the most interceptions for a rookie ever, right? So
That's true.
I don't know.
Facts, man.
We'll see. We'll see what happens with Jordan Love, man. Some Patriots news, man. Dante Hightower came back to practice. He came back to OTAs. He was
finally, he's back. Great.
Yeah, he was looking lean and fast out there, like they say. Devin McCourty also came back to the minicamp and OTAs. Cam Newton, I believe we reported on this, but he injured his thumb and he wasn't able to play. He wasn't able to practice at OTAs this time around. It doesn't sound like it's a major deal, but he hasn't been able to participate. Yeah. Jared Stidham was taking
he can be out there for minicamp, for the start of minicamp, which is actually starting on Monday. It's possible.
So. I hope so.
I heard it's a possibility he could be ready to go for the minicamp. Maybe not on the first day, but at least, for the start of it, and so he won't miss too much time. So I heard he'll be out there real soon.
Yeah, man. So while he's out, we have a OTA warrior and Jared Stidham. He's taking first reps, in OTAs, and he's doing really well.
He's looking good, John?
Yeah, he's looking really good. He throws a really good ball, command of the pocket, all that stuff at OTAs. And then
is he lighting it up and tearing up the defense?
Yeah, so is Brian Hoyer. Brian Hoyer's looked the best because he's airing it out. You know what I mean? At OTAs, he's just making shit happen.
Oh, he's gotten better since that Kansas City game. He's gotten much better.
Well, at OTAs, yeah, he's doing really
okay. Yeah, OTAs, gotcha.
And then Mac.
Oh man.
And then Mac Jones is out there learning the system, and they say he's hesitant out there, and he's doing a lot.
Oh man, he's hesitant. I've been hearing that he's been struggling.
Yeah, he's been struggling a lot. He might not be able to play at all. So we'll see what happens.
He can't ball. He can't play. Hey man, we wasted that first round pick, that number 15 pick. Oh man.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. In OTAs.
Yeah, just OTAs. Minicamp is starting though, and minicamp is, important. It's a step from OTAs. So
yeah. For the people that don't understand, me and Barry, we're messing around here. We're not being serious. This is all jokes. But the minicamp does start on Monday, I believe the 14th. So we'll give you guys updates on what that looks like. And the Patriots are actually scheduled to host the Giants for a joint practice, man. We didn't see stuff like that last year because of the pandemic, but now stuff like that is back around, man. And I love when they do stuff like that because you get to see reports and see clips of players fighting each other and stuff like that. You go against real competition from other teams that are not trying to baby you and stuff. All up in your face. Guys getting dirty out there. So it's a sign of the times. Things are opening back up, and I love it, man.
If that happens in Massachusetts and it's open, I'd like to go to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, me too, definitely. I've never been to one of them, but I've always wanted to go, and I've heard, you know, from other people that went that, like, they're really fun, you know, practices to watch, you know, and fun to see those, you know, two different teams practice against each other and stuff. So, no, I definitely would be, you know, interested in going to that as well. Just one
keep your
quick.
eye out on that. Keep your eye
Yeah,
out.
we'll do on when the dates. I know it's like that week that they play the Giants and stuff. The only thing is that we're playing them at New York, so I don't know if the practices
then it
are
won't
going to be here or in New York and New Jersey, wherever the Giants practice. So hopefully, I mean, at least one of them's here. Hopefully, they have at least one of them out here. I'm sure they're probably going to be over there in.
Usually the team flies out the week before and has
week
those
before they go practice, so I'm sure it's gonna be over there. But I mean, that's not a far trip though. So I mean,
that's a 4-hour drive, right?
Right. That's about 4 hours, so it's not too far.
We could go in there and be the only Patriots fans out there and get our.
Could be a nice little road trip, for for us. That's an option and a possibility, something to think about.
Right. It might beat us up over there. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to jump, us out there. No, I don't think we have to worry about that.
Okay. That's cool, man.
John, I'll be your bodyguard. So if anyone comes at you, I got you, bro. I will be your bodyguard. Just like KD has a bodyguard, I will be, your personal bodyguard. So if someone's trying to come at you, I'm going to, shove them just like that bodyguard did, to PJ Tucker. I will toss him and shove him out the way. Yeah, and make sure that they don't mess with you.
You guys come back in one piece, okay?
Yeah.
we will. We got you, Vlad. Then we'll come back healthy enough to record the podcast that week. We'll make sure of that.
Yeah, man. On to the MLB we go, man. Where the MLB actually released a statement against the use of foreign substances, and that's because apparently pitchers have been using substance to add more velocity and spin to their pitches. In the
and a
MLB
better grip on the ball,
And apparently, the Red Sox are one of those teams that they say was involved in that stuff. So it's not great news. Because we have Alex Cora, who was involved with the whole trash can stuff down in Houston, with that whole cheating scandal when they won that
World Series that year,
that year. And now, we're getting this. I believe there's a few other players that are under investigation, Barry. I believe you mentioned that.
That's correct. So one of, the most, popular and biggest, names that has been, under the investigation and speculated to have used, the foreign substance has been, Garrett Cole, who's, the pitcher for the New York Yankees, and he's been.
Oh, the Yankees are part of it now.
Yeah, and he's certainly been a big part of that as well, because I've been hearing that since he hasn't been using it since they've been not letting these guys use that substance anymore. His pitches haven't looked the same, and he's been getting lit up and hit pretty hard ever since he stopped using that substance. So something is definitely up there. They're definitely up to something in New York, particularly with Garrett Cole. And it's crazy because they signed him to a big deal just recently. I think last year they signed him to a mega contract of like 8 years, like over $200 million, something like that. So I mean, they stuck with him for a while now. So good luck to the Yankees on having the deal with him for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, and we got to worry about the Red Sox because we already have a team that's has a stigma around these parts. I don't even need to say, everybody knows.
Right.
When it comes to Deflategate, the Spygate, Spygate 2, all kinds of dumb stuff that's going on. So I definitely wouldn't want to see the Red Sox associated with stuff like that. And
yeah, hopefully not.
Yeah, hopefully they report on what the hell this substance is that's helping these players out so much. Pull out the baseball scientists or something, figure it out. But into some Red Sox games, the Red Sox beat Marlins 5-3, and they lost the series against the Astros, 2-1 winning the last game.
John, don't forget, we swept the Yankees. Sweep,
We did
sweep,
beat the Yankees.
sweep,
That's
sweep.
right. That's right.
Not only did we beat them, we swept them at Yankee
At
Stadium
their
in
home.
New York.
Yep. Yep. That was
So
good.
they just wanted to make sure you put that in there, right? And didn't forget about that, because as the first time we've swept the Yankees in 10 years since June of 2011.
Yes, sir. The Red Sox just started a 4-game series against the Blue Jays. Did they win or we won?
So it's 1-1.
Yeah.
The third game's today. Third game Sunday, and then the fourth game of the rubber match, last one, is on Monday. So
cool.
Each team has won a game in the series. And as far as I know and was looking at earlier, the Blue Jays were leading pretty. They had a pretty good lead on the Red Sox. With that game going on now. So hopefully the Red Sox can rally and come back. We'll see how the rest of that game goes, but. It wasn't looking too good, so far for the Red Sox today.
Yeah, some of the upcoming series, they got a 3-game left in the series against the Blue Jays, 2-game series against the Braves, and then a 3-game series against the Braves right after that. So
against the Royals, sorry.
Royals. They play the Royals. You're right.
Royals. Okay, so that was a mistake right there. But on to the Bruins, man, who got eliminated by the Islanders 4-1. So definitely my prediction.
4-2.
4-2. They won 2
games.
games.
It was game
right,
6.
4-2.
It went to 6 games. Yeah.
Yep. And I predicted 6 games, but for the wrong team.
Yeah, I
so
know,
the
man.
Islanders took that in 6 games. Tuukka Rask will undergo hip surgery. And if you want to hear some more about, the Bruins, you can listen to our special segment with Joe Murray that's going to air, pretty much the same time as this. So you can leave this video and go listen to that video if you haven't listened to that video yet. And make sure you subscribe. You know what I'm saying? And the NHL playoffs continue without the Bruins.
Right. Did you guys have any more thoughts about, the Bruins and what you saw in that series, and that we haven't already said with Joe Murray earlier?
No, not for me, man. You had texted the group that something about the refs and that we're gonna get the next couple of games, and I was like, not if they keep playing defense like that. And then Vlad was like, well, I don't watch so much, but Islanders got lead of the series or something like that.
They
have control of the series.
They have control of the series.
I just saw a lot of defensive issues, and Joe Murray broke down why there was the defensive issues, without Joe, what's his name, Krug and
Zdeno Chara.
And Chara, we didn't replace those guys, and we saw what happened.
I'm gonna take a page out of Joe Murray's book and say that we don't play the young guys.
That's right.
And I think we get stuck in that, and that's
we should have played Swayman, man. To be honest with you,
they should have played him in game 6 or pulled Tuukka a lot early in game 5, right, and put him in, right. They think they pulled him too late, in game 5, without question. I think another thing was, injuries on the, particularly defensive, side for the Bruins, with, Kevin Miller being injured, as well as Brendan Carlo being injured in this series. I think those were 2 huge injuries for them that they never, were able to, recover from. And, that changed the, whole, complexion of the series. I think ever since, when those 2 injuries happened, it was like the series just flipped a switch and just turned around as far as the momentum going towards the Islanders side. And, they just got pretty much exposed and exploited on that side of the puck. Like, the Islanders just kept, were able to keep the puck in their zone. The Bruins couldn't clear the puck out of their zone. They were constantly on the attack and, putting pressure on Tuukka Rask and, getting pucks on net and scoring chances. And the Bruins weren't able to do that as consistently as the Islanders were. and and just also making bad turnovers in their own end of the zone that caused that led to some of the goals by the Islanders. And then the big thing, guys, that I think that really killed us this series was the power play, the penalty kill for the Bruins. So whenever the Islanders got on the power play, and had that extra man advantage, they took advantage of it, the majority of the time. And that's, what good teams do. But, the Bruins, because it was crazy that their power play was their penalty kill, was so good in the Capital series and early in the Islanders series. By the time it got to like game 3, game 4, that penalty kill pretty much was not very good and was putrid. It was pathetic. And I just, think that definitely cost them the series. And it just, like, their effort in game 6 was just disgusting. It was sickening. Like, in an elimination game to get your ass whooped like that, with the, back against the wall and your season on the line, to come out and just get your ass kicked by the Islanders is, to me, that was just unacceptable and inexcusable, and just a frustrating way for them to end the season. And it was unfortunate that they didn't go further, because I expected this team, like most people, to make a deep run into the playoffs and have a legit shot to, to win the cup this year. And unfortunately, that didn't happen for this team. It just roster wasn't good enough, at all. And yeah, it was just too much that went wrong for the Bruins in the playoffs in this series.
Yeah, man. So that's another year of the Bruins bowing out of the playoffs prematurely. So I think, we had some promising teams, the last couple seasons, actually, maybe the last several seasons, and disappointing end to the seasons, man, just because, a few things go wrong here and there. And that's sports, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man, we got to start thinking about maybe even the coach, or I don't know. We got to
Wouldn't say the coach. I don't think the coach is the problem of the issue, even though I don't like that he didn't put Swayman in early and didn't
That's
take
what I'm talking about,
out.
We
No,
gotta...
I hear you, but as far as making a coaching change, I don't think that's, what necessary, and they don't need to do that just yet. But certainly he made, some questionable decisions and stuff in this series, particularly with the third and fourth line, which were absolutely pathetic. We didn't get anything from the third and fourth line. And I thought he maybe could have, mixed, that up and, and gotten some better matchups and stuff. And unfortunately, he, that didn't end up happening. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with the Bruins this offseason, and we'll see what they can do to improve the team for next year for them to make a, deeper run and further run in the playoffs.
Yes, sir, man. And finally, we're going to go into that B-Money Lifestyle Person of the Week before we wrap the show up, man. Who you got?
Yeah, so we got a, special individual today for, this B-Money Lifestyle Person of the Week, award. So there was a pretty, it was touching and emotional, and inspirational, story behind this person. So the, B-Money Lifestyle Person of the Week would be TJ Olsen, who is the son of, former, NFL tight end, Greg Olsen, who, played for, the Carolina Panthers most of his career, and then the Seahawks at the end of his career. So what had happened, with his son, with TJ, was that he needed a heart transplant, a heart, donor, in order to, be able to, survive and, and to save his life, because, his heart was, getting really, really bad. And so luckily, they were able to find a match, a heart donor that, was able to donate the, donate to, the TJ, and his family, and they were able to do the heart transplant with TJ, and and give him the new heart that he needed to be able to save his life and and have a healthy heart and to recover from what he was going through. So it was really sad story, but I'm glad that it had a happy ending. They just believe last week did the heart surgery and the heart transplant, and they just completed that. And he actually ended up doing well. The surgery went well, and he is looking like he's so far recovering pretty well from from that surgery. So it definitely is fortunate, and I'm sure the family is grateful and appreciative of the person who donated the heart to them, and that was able to save that kid's life. That would have definitely been hard to see that him end his life on that note. So fortunately, that didn't happen, and the kid's doing much better now, and he was able to be with his family and spend time with them, and and I think was even released from the hospital and is back home with the family now. So definitely shout out to the heart donor, whoever that is, on donating the heart, and as well as that Olsen family as well. Greg Olsen, his wife, and TJ, as well as their kids. Glad that they, at this story ended, the right way for them, and they got what they needed to keep their son alive. So congrats to TJ Warren for being the B Money Lifestyle Person of the Week this week, and that's definitely that B Money Lifestyle.
I think you mean TJ Olsen, not
TJ Olsen. Excuse me. My bad
right.
on that. TJ Olsen. I know it's been a long podcast.
The bubble play has been stuck in your head. The Michael
Jordan. Yeah,
bubble.
I know, man.
Yeah.
It certainly has. So not that I'm messing that up, but yeah, definitely shout out to TJ Olsen and in the Olsen family, for being the B Money Lifestyle Person of the Week. And, that's definitely that B Money Lifestyle. So, yeah, my bad on that, guys. But
good,
definitely,
man.
I'm glad that they, that family got a, greater ending to their story.
Yes, sir. And that's going to be it for episode 65, man. Until episode 66, man. We'll catch you guys. Have a good week.
Have a good week, everyone. See you next week. And thanks, Joe Murray, for coming on the pod earlier. We
Shout out to Joey
Murray. Yes, sir. Go check out that interview, man. We got some dope and awesome content for y'all on there. So definitely go check that out and subscribe to the channel and enjoy that episode. And we'll be back next week with episode 66. Peace out.